If you are a mom in the thick of it with your kids, this video is for you, especially if you have a preschooler, a toddler, if you have both and you are just looking at that little person and you're like, we need to figure this out. That was me for a lot of last year and maybe even some of the year before, but I had a breakthrough, so I want to share it with you. Number one, there is nothing passive about parenting, at least not at our house, at least not with my kids. It may be a different experience for you. And what I mean by that is my kids are so acutely, especially my oldest, aware of when I am starting to wear thin, of when I'm kind of laxing up on like some of the rules, on when I'm not enforcing things. All these different little factors feed into her perception of whether or not she has to listen, whether or not she has to follow through, and it's not her responsibility. As much as I wish she was at an age sometimes where she could just get it and that it was just there, the level of intentionality and presence and thoughtfulness that's required to be able to like mold and cultivate these little kids, I just didn't know, you know? Like, I feel like when I look back on parenting from my parents, it just seemed like everything was very smooth. They gave us the rules, we listened or we didn't listen, but it didn't seem like they were like stressed out all the time, especially not when we were little, which maybe it's just me not remembering it, right? But either way, it's been a knock in the head for me because I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. So that's the first thing. There's no passive parenting. Second thing, I genuinely think kids can tell when you're kind of like giving up on them or running out of steam. And I remember that with my little girl, especially at the beginning of the school year, I just got to the point where I was like, this is too much. And 3 was already hard, so I had been holding on, like praying that 4 would just be like this miracle year, you know? And 4 was still kind of tricky. And as I was kind of like looking around, I hunkered down and we put in like 5 different new systems to try to, and I can make a video on this if you're curious about it, but to try to reroute her in a way where she was really going to give us the results that we were looking for, because it was getting to a point where it was just kind of like I felt like there was nothing else that we could do, and instead of like giving up on her, I actually leaned in. And I think that that's the single best thing that I did as a mom last year. So I know that we get tired, I know sometimes it's hard, I know sometimes it feels like you're not seeing any results, but if you are banging your head against the wall about that little child that you have in your house or children that you have in your house, I just want to say, take it from me, you can and you will turn a corner. It will not be like this forever, but you do have to stick with it, and you do have to model whatever system that you're trying to put in place with them, because it will not happen on its own. Okay, that's it. I hope the new year is good to you. Love you. Bye.